Hey, good morning, it's Rob, Liberty Lock. Today we're going to install a continuous hinge. This is a continuous hinge. It's fully geared. You can see it's geared from top to bottom and it's full length. What we're going to do is we're going to bolt this onto a door frame because the door itself, the hinge that is on there now, is broken, and this will solve that problem. Here's a door where you can see it's been banging on here and banging on the frame, and it's all bent to hell. And when you go to close the door, boom, it doesn't close. This is against fire code. This door must close and it must latch, and you have to have this exit bar to get out. The door closer has to be working properly, and the door can't drag or catch on the frame. Why is it doing this? These doors at these hotels, it gets so much use that this top hinge here, there's a plate. You can't see it because it's covered with paint, but there's a couple spot welds here and here, and there's a metal plate back here. It's supposed to be straight. Well, over time, it's bent, and you can see how this hinge is pushed in right here. There's a space here and here. The door is coming out of whack. It's all out of alignment. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this door. We're going to take the door closer arm off. We're going to take all these hinges off, and we're going to install a continuous hinge, which is going to be a full surface from the top to the bottom, continuously geared hinge. You can then shim the door into the exact position that you want. And we'll get started by removing all this hardware first. This is the plate that's welded in there, and it's all distorted. And it happens all the time. To make your job look professional, you want to use the filler plates. You can buy these made by Donjo. Anyway, it's a filler plate. It fills the hinge. We painted ours pretty close to the same color, so that won't show. See? If you don't want to go out and buy a filler plate, you can easily just, while your hinge is on there or on the door, take a line and scribe it or pencil it, and then take your right angle cutter and just cut it and then put that right back on there. But do something. Don't just leave it blank and void opened up like that. Doesn't that look better than that? We actually made our own. We made these. Okay. We bought a piece of flat piece of aluminum, and we just cut them to length and drilled the holes. And then we painted them to match. Okay, this is what they call limited frame. The distance from the center of this pivot to out here, all you need is approximately 1 3/4 of an inch from here to here, because this, the smaller end, is going to go on the frame itself. We have a limited frame because they have the stuff on the concrete coming over. So we're going to put this on. Normally, you want to try to get the center of your gear hinge right over the center coming straight down. But if it's hanging over some, it doesn't matter. It's still going to be fine. You can even be way out here, sticking out to there. See, your center line is in a good 1/2 inch. Normally it would be nice if you could have it right flush, but we don't have that space, but it'll work. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take your hinge, you put it on like so, and you bring it up to where you just touch to there, and drop down, you know, just a 1/16 of an inch. And draw your first mark right there. Now from there, we're going to take a measurement with your sliding combination square. Can't go wrong with this. And center, put it right in the center of that hole. And draw that line all the way down your frame. And it's getting awfully close to here. We may have to bump it out some. We'll see. You could just take this and just put it right there and just start mounting it. That's fine. But there is some flexibility in this in all directions. So I like to have a nice straight line from my frame so I know that it's straight. All right, this frame is filled with concrete. This frame is going to be a little bit of a job. Best way to get through this metal and get into the concrete instead of going through all your drill bits and burning them up is use a self-tapping screw. Just a small one, has a bit on the front with a hex head so it doesn't wobble. Once you get through the metal, then you switch over to a masonry bit. Go get the masonry bit now. All right, so I got my hole in there. I'm using a 532 bit. That's the screw we're using. Once that gets through there, these will hold, they'll fasten securely. I'm going to mount the hinge with just one screw. And I'll show you why. That's why you'll see why I drew this line. Because it'll pivot over and you can get all your other marks where they're straight. So now I'm just going to line this up with the holes I made. I'm going to mark all my holes with a pencil, take it back off, and then drill all my holes completely. This way you don't get concrete dust building up inside your gear, which you do not want. You want to keep it clean. So we're going to go through with our self-tapping bit, break through the metal, then drill into the concrete so we can mount the hinge. Once we get the hinge mounted, we stick the door in and mount the door. You want to have about, I don't know, 7 or 8 screws because you're only going to get 3, maybe 4 holes before you burn your bit up, but it's a lot less money than drill bits. Cleaning out all this concrete dust so that the doesn't interfere with setting the screw. Real important. Okay, make sure you go ahead and come back and just check it by hand, torque it by hand, so you know they're not stripped and you know they're really good and tight. Sometimes your impact can overdo it or underdo it. You always want to underdo it so then you can tighten by hand.
I'm ready. Hey, this is heavy.
I tried to tell you.
Wait. Alright, right in the middle.
Is that too high?
Well, that helps a lot. Let me get my screwdriver.
All right, so we got the door in place, wedged it up, leave about a 16th or a 32nd across the top so you don't rub across. And then we just jam some screwdrivers or wedges in here to make sure that we have a gap. Because remember, this is where the problem was. So we have to transfer this space from here over to here. Now, we just close the hinge over and we bolt that on. First, we're going to put in just some surface mount screws. We through bolt it with these all the way through the door. Steel headless on one side, and this goes in flush. See the way it's cut down? It goes in flush like that. And then when we're done, this gets covered with a snap-on cover, and you can't get to it. Okay, I always add plenty of extra screws. This particular hinge only has 3 for surface mount. I'm going to add plenty more, so I'm going to drill for extras. At this point, you can now test the door, because before you through bolt it with your 3/8 inch holes, if you have to make any adjustments, you can. So take everything out, and this door should work just fine right now. And it'll be perfect the way it is, but it won't last. It won't last as long as it should if you don't through bolt it. All right, now we'll see. Perfect. Before it was banging here, now it doesn't touch at all. See? Nice and smooth. When we attach the door closer, this door should close and latch like so. See? That's how it's supposed to work. Closed, it latched, there's no rubbing, there's no binding. This door is good to go, but it's not good enough for us. We have to through bolt it. That will make it last for years and years.
That's right. Little WD-40, but this is a really heavy door. I'm just cleaning up the...
Okay.
You don't want to hit these too many times, because if you do, they won't hold right. Now we have to go back to the other side.
we put them in, space them out, and now we'll come back and we'll finish and we'll put the rest, the other 1, 2, 3, 4 more in, 5 more in, and it'll be all the way through bolted, and then we'll snap the covers on. You have your two covers here. The square one, which is going to snap on here. And let me tell you something, these are not coming back off. Don't think you're going to take this off at any time in the future. Once these are put on, it's on. And then you have this one here. If you ever had to take this door back down again, you have to right angle cut all the way down this whole piece to get it off, because there's no other way. Believe me, I've tried. It's no fun.
You can put these covers on with a regular piece of pine, but it has a tendency to bounce too much. I'm using oak.
It has a set screw right here. You turn that in, it'll help this from sliding up and down. They normally don't, but set that, and this job is done. Perfect. Okay, so this full length, top to bottom, full length, geared, because they're geared, they roll into each other, continuous hinge, has a tendency over time to collect dirt and dust and grit. And the only issue that you might have in the future is it sounds kind of creaky. So all you got to do is throw some WD-40 in there, or any lubricant. WD works fine, and it makes it 100% silent. And then you can't beat it. If it gets any creaky noises over years, then just spray it. By the way, this has a lifetime guarantee. If anything ever goes wrong with this hinge, it's replaced for nothing. There you go.